Hi guys! Watermelon is not only one of my favorite foods, I also grow a little melon inside my body. The reason why I did not post what I eat in a day video for quite a while was because I was very nauseous in the first 18 weeks of my pregnancy. It wasn't a question of what I didn't find disgusting, it was a question of what was less disgusting. Because in principle, any food, no matter how much I loved it in the past, caused disgust. So my most disgusting food was broccoli for sure. Don't worry, I will not bombard you with pregnancy topics here. It was easy for me to hide my belly in some of my videos, but now it gets so hard, so here we are again. Luckily, the nausea went away right away in week 19, and since then I'm a fruit addict. I eat more fruit than I usually do, so please keep in mind that this is only one day of my entire pregnancy. I don't eat exactly the same thing through my entire pregnancy. Overall, my diet is very close to what I ate before. I just eat a little bit more starch and fruit since my nausea went away. Because growing a baby makes you a little bit more hungry because it takes roughly 80,000 calories to grow one. I don't have any junk food cravings. The only craving I have is for fruit. I heard that it's quite common that women crave fruit during their pregnancy, so I think it's a healthy and good craving. My blood results are always great. They are tested every month, and the midwives and my doctors are always surprised that my iron level is so high. So the key is to focus on a whole food plant-based diet. As simple as that. For breakfast, I had this piece of watermelon, and I would say that watermelon is my most favorite food during pregnancy. And this is the first craving I had in my first trimester until now, and I have watermelon almost every day. Actually, I don't know why there are some people that don't like watermelon. I just can't understand it. So if you're one of them, please let me know in the comments why you don't like watermelon. This is my belly before I had something to eat. My top 5 foods include watermelon. So good. And at the end of the day, my belly doubles in size. Since the end of my second and the beginning of my third trimester, I rarely eat vegetables plain just because I don't have enough room left in my stomach. However, this time my father-in-law gifted me some super tasty zucchinis from his garden, and so yeah, I could not resist, and I had some plain steamed vegetables before my main meal. I like to pre-cook most of my main meals, and this time I had just a mix of steamed vegetables from the Instant Pot. Unfortunately, I overdid it. As you can see, it looks a little bit disgusting, so instead of 1 minute, I put them for 4 minutes and forgot about them, and that's why they got so mushy. Yeah, but still they taste pretty good, and I just use a mix of vegetables, peppers, eggplant, canned tomatoes, and so forth. This time I had this vegetable dirt with plain steamed potatoes. I also have 2 boxes of those, usually stored in the fridge, that I preheat in the microwave if needed. I like to chop everything very fine to mix all the flavors. Most of the time I have some beans and lentils for lunch and dinner as well, and I love to batch cook them. I have a video on that, how I do that. I link in the show notes for you. And I had half of a can of corn. On top I used half an avocado. I prefer to have it with some lime juice. Then I mix everything together with the spinach on top, and obviously the bowl is too small for a whole food plant-based eater. I have a tip for people who don't like to drink plain water. Use cold tea. This time I used watermelon tea with lime. Obviously I'm addicted to watermelon, as you can see, and I like to have it with very, very cold water and some ice cubes. So try it out, it's very, very refreshing for summer. Between lunch and dinner, I snacked on some cherries and on some grapes. Shout out to the camera woman, this is a very flattering shot. Of course you will gain weight when you're pregnant, but the good thing about a whole food plant-based diet is that you will not gain excessive amounts of fat. So my weight gain is very settled and I fit in all of my clothes. I even wear all of the jeans I wear before. I just can't close them around my belly, obviously. And I just wear it's like a belly band, yeah, to hide the gap in my jeans where I can't close it. I'm now in my 3rd trimester and I feel amazing. And people ask me if I have any issues or so. Nothing, none at all. So the only thing I had was my extreme nausea in the first 3 to 4 months roundabout. And the first couple of months, this nausea, on some days it made me almost crazy. And during my 1st trimester into the beginning of my 2nd trimester, as mentioned, I had pretty severe nausea and I was not expecting this. I think I lived like in the bubble. I always thought, yeah, I think it will not hit me, but it hit me, and it hit me hard. Some of it is genetic, so my mother dealt with it and with all of her children, and my sister as well with all of her children. So yeah, sorry ladies, some of it will hit some of you and some not, and some more severe than others, but in the end it will pass away and it's totally fine. I mean, every day was different for me. When I had that severe nausea, on one day I thought, oh wow, today I can eat rice, and I tolerate it without feeling extremely disgusted. And then I batch cooked some more rice, and most of the time it was white rice because brown rice was more disgusting to me. And then the next day I opened my Tupperware and I was just the smell of the rice made me even more nauseous, and I was like, oh, So what? I mean, come on, yesterday it was fine and today it isn't. So I think some of you who already were pregnant, you can relate to it, that every day is different in those situations. So just make the best of it. I didn't stress myself during that time. I have friends, girlfriends that had severe nausea until the end of their pregnancy, and they had super healthy babies, and they were eating almost nothing. I mean, and if they ate something, they throw it up. So don't be so stressed if you are pregnant and you have like nausea. That's completely normal. I think the tricky part in the pregnancy is that some women, because they're nauseous, it's very tempting, and I've experienced myself that most of the healthy foods are even more disgusting than those pleasure trap foods. For example, bread was not a big issue for me. So as mentioned, everything was disgusting for me. I mean, literally everything. But the most disgusting thing that was the smell of meat and fish. And the second next disgusting thing was broccoli. Oh my gosh, I hated broccoli. And before that, I loved broccoli. I ate it almost every day. And the thing is, even now, I don't have aversions against broccoli, but I still have a harder time to eat it as often as I did before. So yeah, I hope this will change after my pregnancy. But yeah, guys, so there's no magic trick here. Focus on whole foods that are plant-based, and you will not gain excessive amounts of weight. You will just gain the necessary weight. You will gain blood volume. You will have maybe a little bit of water retention. The baby weighs something. So there is, of course, some weight gain involved. But again, it's very, very subtle and mild. You know, you will hear so many horrible stories about pregnancy, like you will gain 40 pounds, 50 pounds, you will be constantly hungry all the time, you will have excessive cravings for junk food and so forth. But the thing is, I did not experience that. Yes, I experienced some mild cravings, but they were more like fruit cravings. And I think, fruit craving is really not that bad to have, because fruit is super healthy and fresh and tasty, and especially now during summertime. I think why some women may experience severe cravings or severe weight gain is because your stomach shrinks, because as soon as the baby grows bigger and bigger. So I would say it starts, for me it started in my 3rd trimester, where I felt like I can't eat as much food as I ate before in one sitting. But I think the thing is, you are hungrier than before, but at the same time your stomach is smaller, or there's because of the baby takes a lot of space in your belly, you don't have so much room than before in your stomach. And the increased appetite and the decreased size of the stomach is a little bit tricky, because it's of course easier to meet those calories with junk food or highly processed foods. And another thing is that because you already have a big belly, you are not so motivated like maybe before to eat healthy foods, because you have that excuse, oh, I'm pregnant, so everybody knows that I have a big belly, so whatever. But I think, in my personal opinion, it is not worth it. And for me, I was even more motivated to pay more attention to what I eat during my pregnancy, because I thought, okay, my baby, everything I will eat. For example, if people drink coffee during that, or women of course, if women drink coffee during their pregnancy, think of it, would you give your baby, when it's born, would you give it caffeine? I think not. So I mean, I never drank caffeine before, or coffee, or any beverage like that with caffeine. But what I want to say is that everything I eat, I not always, of course, but I often think of it like this way. It goes straight to my baby. And I want that my baby gets all the healthy and good nutrients and not those from junk. For dinner I had a salad with some starch. This time I forgot to pre-chop my vegetables, which I usually do, so hashtag pregnancy brain, and I love to top it with some fresh herbs as well. I like to use olives in my salad. It gives the salad a Mediterranean note. I use 1 tablespoon of groundnut flax or chia seeds daily. Today I had flax seeds. For the salad dressing, I use 2 tablespoons of red balsamic vinegar and 1 tablespoon of mustard and some water. For my starch, I used half a can of brown lentils and some quinoa. If you want to be successful long-term on a healthy diet, batch cooking is a must, guys. It will save you a lot of time and energy. I always have a variety of pre-cooked starches in my fridge. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.
Shelly?